Hello and welcome to August Spirit Messages. I can't believe it's already August. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, you can see the cards that I pull. You don't see my lights behind me are not working. I need to get new lights. I know they just died. I don't know what happened. If you're listening on my podcast, hello. This is When Spirit Talks. If you'd like to look at the YouTube, go to my channel. If you'd like to listen to the podcast, there's things on there that I don't have on my YouTube. I'm going to link everything below. But this is August Spirit Messages, and I'm going to do like the same setup that I did last month, where I do a couple of cards for the collective, and then go through the Zodiac and choose your rising, sun, and moon signs. So I am Aries rising, Aries moon, Taurus sun. So for me, Aries and Taurus is going to be relevant. If you don't know your rising sign, your moon sign, I'm moving my leg in the light is like really weird. Okay, stop doing that. Anyway, find out, you can look up your birth chart and find out what your rising, moon, sun is. There's a bunch of free websites where you can find that out. Okay. I'm going to start and try not to get distracted by this light it's active. It's weird. Okay. Let's calm down to start. Okay, so a few messages for the collective. Oh, hold on. That one just flew out. Okay, let's see what this is. It's so funny. I had a reading yesterday and the same card came through. So this is Krishna, and it is the devotion card. And it says, trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. So when I pull this card, I feel like there are so many of you that have really stepped your game up. Like you've really started doing the work. You're starting to do the inner healing. You've started to do the meditation, the sitting with spirit. I feel like a lot of you have started putting in the work, and they just want to applaud you for that and show how far you've come, and really just want to show so much appreciation for you and how good you're doing right now. Like you're doing way better than you probably thought you could have right now. And they just really want to pat you on the back and say you're doing fantastic and keep it up. And we see your devotion and we see where you're going and how this is going to help you in life. Okay, pull another card. Okay, so I pull the charity card. It says prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, so I've been in my work feeling a lot more drawn to manifestation practices. And I do pray every day, all the time. I pray constantly. I really do. And I feel like what we put out to God, what we put out to the universe, what we put our intentions out there to be is what we will receive. Now, some of us want to put stipulations on it. I only want to receive it this way. I only want this. But when you do that, you're limiting yourself to what the potential you could receive could be. I feel like I just completely jumbled that sentence. The potential of what can be yours is missed when you put limits on what you are choosing to manifest. Okay? So be open-minded with your manifestations. Don't say, I want $1 million and I only want it from the lottery. Well, maybe you're limiting yourself to something like a new business that one day could flourish to that, something like that. So things come to us, but not always in the way that we expect them to. So keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to pull one more for the collective, and then I'm going to get into the astrological signs. Okay, Gaia. Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth and stay grounded. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, especially with all, the alien talk in the news and they're finding aliens and UFOs and stuff, some of us are way up in the sky, myself included some days, I will admit that. But I feel like this is a reminder to ground. This is a reminder to get outside. And where I am right now, it's very hot. So go outside when you can, when it's not going to scorch you. Or for those of you down under, when you're not going to freeze. Like, okay, I'm feeling like a reminder to get up and go outside and do things sometimes. Don't just sit in the house all day. It's good to get out, get in nature, ground. Okay. I am going to move on to Aries. So if you're Aries sun, Aries rising, Aries moon, this is for you. Let me pull a card. Ooh, okay. This says call on your joy guides. All these people on the card having fun as you're watching the YouTube. Joy guides. How is this different than spirit guides? Aries, I feel like so many of you have been just go, 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 and ignoring yourself, ignoring what you want to do, ignoring fun. I feel like there's been a lot of work, not a lot of fun. And this is just a reminder for you to slow down, to appreciate the little things in life, to take a break, to go on that vacation, to say yes to something spontaneous. And joy guides, for those of you wondering, it's just a way of saying spirit guide that's going to bring more joy to your life. So if you've been feeling down, if you've been feeling like I don't have time for fun, call on your guides and say, hey, I want to have joy in my life. I want to have joy in my heart. I want to enjoy life. And they'll listen to you and little things will start coming through. Pay attention. I feel like a lot of you need to tune into your intuition. And I feel like things have been coming up for you, but you've been putting it off. So I'm too busy. I can't do that. Take time. Take a break. Okay. Taurus. Mentors and role models. Okay. This is a good time for you, Taurus, to find someone who's doing what you want to do and ask them to show you how they got there. This is a time to look for a mentor. This is a time to say, okay, this is what I want. How do I get there? This is a time to really take a step forward. I was going to say take a step back, but it's really take a step forward. Put yourself out there and find that person that is, I feel like a lot of you are doing spiritual work, somebody that's already doing spiritual work that has a good business, and you're like, well, how did they get there? Can you show me? Or if you're interested in mediumship or something, how do I do this? Can you show me? That type of thing. So I feel like whatever it is you're interested in, this could be work related to, one of your bosses. How did you get there? Can you show me? That type of thing. I feel like this is a time to find your person, your mentor, your connection. Okay, Gemini. I'm going to pull from a different deck here. Working with 3 different decks today. Okay, Gemini. Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Leap. This is always a good one. So Gemini, I feel like there's been something that's been building and building and building. And for some of you, this feels like a romantic thing. And I know it's Venus retrograde. Maybe it's not sound advice. But I feel like there's just something that's been brewing for a while, and it's like the universe is just saying, do it. Just go for it. Just try it. See what happens. What's the worst that could happen? They could say no. Yeah, it happens, okay? But I feel like this is the time for you to really stop brewing on things and go for it. Okay. Cancer. When I get in these channel modes, like I have to think, where am I at? What am I doing? Okay. Okay. So, Cancer. This card is Anna, grandmother of Jesus. It says seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay. I love this card. It's so pretty. Cancer. So, we're just coming out of Cancer season, and Cancer season is really about family, those personal connections in your life, home and family. And I feel like a lot of you are working on this generational type of emotions, like those of you familiar with the emotion code, like emotions get trapped in people, and it can be I can't even talk. Okay, it can be passed down from generation to generation to generation. Kind of like genetic, but think like spiritually, like spiritually genetic. So say your grandma had this traumatic experience. This can be spiritually passed down according to the emotion code. And I'm not an expert in that, but I do have some experience with that. And I feel like there's a lot of you that have been working on fixing those spiritual types of things. I feel like a lot of you have been drawn towards the emotion code and other like Reiki and other types of things to really heal that past. I keep looking in the past, this past stuff that might not even be yours from this lifetime, but that you're holding. And if you haven't been doing that, I feel like this is your sign to start. It's something to think about. It's something to try. So, okay. Leo. Leo is next. Oh, this is always a good one. Call on your angels. Leo, this is your season right now. Your time to shine. I'm feeling like a lot of you are getting more into angel work, into learning about the angels, and I feel like there's some of you that are very hesitant to call on the angels because I'm seeing maybe background, religion, the way you were raised, that you're like, well, what do the angels do for me? Like, they're so high above, I shouldn't call on them, or I can't call on them. And that's not true. The angels want you to call on them. They want you to ask for their help, ask for their guidance. And the more you kind of get in tune with them, the more they're going to appear in your life in different ways, and you're going to really once you start connecting with the angels, it really kind of blows your mind, because it's like, is this really happening right now? Am I really talking to an angel? Because it seems crazy. It does, but it's real, and they just want you to continue to learn more about them and to connect with them, because I feel like, especially, I want to bring in how we're entering into this like age of Aquarius, and angels are going to be a lot more prominent in our day-to-day lives from my feelings on this. And this is just your opportunity to get to know them first before all of this starts coming to light. Okay? Where are we at? Leo. Virgo? Virgo. Yes. Okay. I really need to write this down before I start doing this, because my brain gets all turned to mush when I start channeling. Okay, Virgo, name your higher self. Ooh, okay. I've actually been seeing this a lot in my readings that I've been doing for people. There's maybe like an ignorance of the higher self, or just ignoring the higher self, or just not knowing what the higher self is and how to connect with that. We are so focused on outer connections. Who's outside of us? The angels, the guides, mediums and psychics. Who outside of us can give us what we need in our lives? And this is a reminder to you that you are a soul, you are a spiritual being, you have a higher self that knows your whole soul's history, that knows what's best for you, that knows where you've been, where you're going, what's happening, and you need to trust that. Lean into it, trust your intuition, and just know yourself. Just know yourself. It's hard being a human. It's very hard. And just remember that you are a soul too. Like, I'm not the only one that can channel clearly, obviously. You can do this too. You have a higher soul. I'm not any different than you. We are all souls. We all have a history. We all have a future. And really pay attention to your intuition, because that's how your higher self comes in a lot, is through your own intuition. Trust your gut. Trust it. Okay. Libra. Libra. Okay. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Okay. Libra. There's something in your life where you're like, oh, I wish I could get there. I wish I was doing this. I wish, I wish, I wish. Guess what? You're already doing it. By thinking about it, you're halfway there. Okay? Like, maybe you wish that you were doing mediumship readings. Thinking about it, you're halfway there. Guess what? There's all kinds of free groups on Facebook and all over the place where you can practice and do those things. And I feel like you get so wrapped up in where you think you should be, or you're looking at other people and seeing where they are, and you get caught in that comparison trap. Don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it. You're already doing it. Just by thinking about it, you're already doing it. It's already coming. You're already manifesting it. So just put in the physical work and you're going to get there. Okay? See, that was Libra. So I am Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. So, Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Scorpio, we all know you're the mystic here. We all love our Scorpios. So, this card is really about, I feel a lot of you have been on this lone path in your spirituality. It's easy to be alone. It's easy to do your own thing. And this is kind of a reminder that there are so many other people out there trying to do similar things to you, and that community is important. Even if you can do it alone, it's better to get into the community. It's better to, I'm not going to say better. Better is probably not a good word, but it's helpful to find that community of people that are similar, this sisterhood. And it's, trust me, I know it's hard. Find your tribe. Everybody says that. It's not as easy as it seems. This is saying even one person in your life that you can connect on that soul level with. I feel like there's a need for connection here. I feel like there's a need for finding your person, finding someone who gets you, finding someone who is on a similar path, and you can both lift each other up. Okay. Sagittarius. This one wants to jump out. Okay. Sagittarius. Share a breath. Not just take a breath, share a breath. So when I tune into this card, I feel this is kind of similar to Scorpio's message in a way. I feel like not only do you need to take a breath because you've been running like crazy lately, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it may be, you've just been on the go and feeling like there's so much happening. But I feel like you need to be with someone or to talk to someone or have that person that understands what's going on in your life and that you can vent with. I feel like I see, going out on girls' night or whatever it is, I feel like you really need to vent. I feel like this has been kind of a rough time for you and that you need that person to share a breath with. You need that person to be like, okay, this is what's happening and this is what's going on and this is what I want to do. This is what I don't want to do. I feel like you need to talk it out. There's something that you really need to talk out. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn, you have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Okay. So, this feels very career driven. And not just because it's Capricorn, but also kind of because it's Capricorn. But it feels like Capricorn is always, well, I won't say always, but typically has those leadership abilities, those leadership skills just innately. That's just who they are. And I feel like there's some of you that have been kind of on the bottom, and now's the time to really step it up. And this kind of goes back to, it was a Taurus that needed the mentor. I don't know. I can't remember. But I feel like this is kind of similar in that find your way up, climb up, and don't hurt anybody on the way, but find your way up. I feel like so many of you are being called to leadership positions, and it's important to have you in leadership. It's important for you to lead. Now, whether this is something you do on the side or this is your full-blown career, whatever it is, you are being called to lead. This is something that you need to do. Okay. Aquarius. Aquarius. Accept the gifts of the universe. Now, my Aquarians, I know typically people see Aquarius as like the alien, the weird one, the outsider, whatever. But there are some Aquarians that are just not willing to accept that they are different, that they have gifts, that they are special. And honestly, it's mostly because we are all special. We all have gifts. We can all do this, but we all do it differently. We don't all channel the same way. We don't all get the same messages. That's what makes us so unique. And I feel like this is really a message for Aquarius to be okay with the fact that the way you do things might not be mainstream, might not be the way that somebody else does something. Like when I do mediumship readings, I use my cards. I bring those in all the time. I don't see a whole lot of other mediums that do that. They mostly just do straight up readings, but I like to work with cards. And, just something like that. Whatever it is in your life, whether this is career, romance, something that people are like, what are you doing? It's okay to just be yourself and be different. It's okay. We're all different. I mean, how boring would it be if we were the same? It would suck. So, okay, let me pull Pisces. Okay, Imrama. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Where are you being called to journey to? Ooh, I like this. Pisces. Okay, this to me is very astral travel. This feels very much like otherworldly. So when I say that, I mean, I feel like Pisces, your dream world has been off the chain. And the guides just want to come through and say, it's not crazy. You're not crazy. Like, this is really happening. You're going to these places. You know, these vivid, lucid dreams are not fake. You are actually, your spirit is traveling to these other places. If I just see some of you that have just been in other worlds, just other planets, just all night, go in different places. And if you are not familiar with astral projection and astral travel, I'd suggest looking into that. I do have a podcast episode on that. If you want more information, there's so much information out there. Okay, so that was a lot. um, if you want to book a reading with me, I have the 10-minute spirit check-ins, which is a recorded video that I send to you via YouTube, and I pull usually like 5 to 6 cards for you, and whatever messages comes through, that's what comes through. I also offer a 30-minute telephone reading, and that's similar in that I use my cards and whatever messages comes through. But in that reading, I do also, well, I can, it depends on what message you need to hear. So I never promise anything, but I can bring through your angels, your guides, and your past loved ones. So if you're interested in booking a reading with me, you know, there's a link. Send me a DM anytime. I'm on Instagram mostly. I do have a Facebook, but it's not a whole lot going on there. But I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have an amazing August. See y'all later.